Alright. Good morning, YouTube. I'm so frustrated I can't even talk. I just shot a whole video, probably 20 minutes worth, and it wasn't recording because I hit the wrong thing on my video camera part of my phone, and it changed it to it would only record for 30 seconds. So I just did this entire video, and it was so good. Everything I said was so good. And here I am starting over for the 9th time. Other things were going on, so here goes. Originally, this video was going to be about numbers on a scale versus numbers in clothing. And but then I found out some things about metabolism that I thought I would add in, so the video is going to be quite different. I've made notes on everything, so I'm probably going to look down a lot. So excuse that, and once again, excuse the quality of my filming because it's my lame phone. I'm hoping to get a new phone by the end of the month. Well, we will be getting a new phone by the end of the month, and it'll make it easier, hopefully, to do video from the front-facing camera, so I don't actually have to hold this thing up to a mirror and find weird positions to sit in, and I can film it anywhere, and the battery will last so I can actually go around outside and film. But, so, here goes my video. For starters, I have my alien makeup look. I only say alien because it's blue. I just decided to try something different. I'm going to do a close-up here of, as you can see, I've got two different colors of blue on my face, and my lipstick is one of the lipsticks I made out of crayons. Lipstick by Crayola, eyeshadow by Hard Candy. Love that brand, no animal testing, can't get better than that. And I think CoverGirl is my eyeliner. So anyway, on to the actual point of why I started this video, and so far the camera is still going, so I fixed it. Yay! Anyway, so you've been working on losing weight. Whether it's through weight loss surgery, doing it on your own, however you're doing it. You've been working on losing weight, and you check your weight daily numerous times on the scale, and you think, oh boy, I must be losing weight because my clothes are getting smaller. But wait a minute, so what's going on? The numbers on the scale are not moving. They're not going down. I'm still the same weight I was 3 weeks ago. That's frustrating as hell, isn't it? Because I know it was for me. I started my weight loss journey back in 2002, and this was the biggest obstacle I had to go over. I had to get over this. Because, I mean, I was getting smaller, but I was still 200 pounds, 180 pounds, whatever the weight was at the time. And I was so frustrated. I was a wreck when it started happening to me because I was busting my ass in the gym. I was a wreck because I was in this relationship with this guy that he drilled into my head for months, 108 pounds, 108 pounds, 108 pounds. And the further I was away from that, the more he harped on me about my current weight, it got me down. And when this started happening to me, it messed with me so bad that I actually ended up engaging in an eating disorder. You know, for the next several years, from 2002 to roughly 2007, when I got my lap band, I was bulimic. Had a little bit of anorexic tendencies to go on, but I can never not eat. I've tried not to eat. I've tried to be anorexic. I mean, honestly, I've prayed for it. I've wished for it, and it's just not something I'm capable of doing. But vomiting after eating, for some reason, as gross as that is, I was able to do that. So for approximately 5 years, I engaged daily in a horrific eating disorder. And if it wasn't bulimia, it was exercise bulimia, meaning I would walk to the gym, which would take me about an hour, and I would stay there for 10 hours. People don't realize it, but exercise can be a form of an eating disorder. Somewhat, exercise bulimia is the official term for it, and I definitely had it. I have to be careful even now going to the gym because I'll end up spending 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours there if I can. So I have to, really be careful with what I do. Um, when I was engaging in this eating disorder behavior and this exercise bulimia, the only thing that happened was I ended up, I lost 100 pounds in 4 months. I went from 250 to 150 in 4 months. And what actually happened was I ended up with gallstones. Those of you that have had weight loss surgery know that gallstones is a risk because you lose so much weight so fast. And that's exactly what happened to me. I had no idea that could happen. And it was the first of many surgeries that I went through over the next several years. Not all of it had to do with eating disorder or anything like that. It was having my tubes tied, things like that. But definitely the exercise bulimia caused the gallstones, so that was like the first of many surgeries. I would become severely dehydrated from throwing up so much, from not taking liquids in, from not doing anything other than exercising. So dehydration was a problem. I passed out a couple times. Not good. It was pretty bad. And after all of that, getting down to 145 pounds, I was maintaining a size 5'6". My stepfather died in 2004, and I gained all my weight back, plus some. So it definitely wasn't the way to go for me. Wasn't good. Not something that anybody should practice. And, it's just, I don't know if I regret that I did it. I don't know. I guess maybe not, because I know now what not to do. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense to anybody. I know now what not to do. And then in 2007 in October, I had a lap band placed on my stomach. And unfortunately, I had the same issue. The scale wasn't moving, but my clothing size was getting smaller. And I had that number on the scale. I was fixated on that number on the scale. And once again, I was very frustrated. And then I ran into a personal trainer at the gym that I belonged to at the time, who explained to me what exactly was happening. And of course, I'm just now getting it. I didn't get it then, but I get it now. I do get it now. When you work out, if you do it with weightlifting, which is what people should do, as opposed to focusing on cardio, what happens is you build muscle as you lose weight. So it's like your weight's up here, your muscle's down here, and as you lose, they come together and they meet in the middle. So maybe you're not losing weight, but you're gaining muscle. So what's happening is a pound of muscle basically is more condensed than a pound of fat. You hear this thing where it says a pound of muscle weighs more than a pound of fat. That's so not true. You put a pound of muscle on the scale and a pound of fat on the scale, and guess what? They both weigh a pound. What the difference is muscle is more dense than fat. So you've got a pound of muscle, which is like this, but a pound of fat, which is like this. That's basically what's going on. You're getting smaller because you're building muscle. The numbers aren't changing on the scale, but the numbers are changing in your clothing size. And that's what people need to pay attention to. That's where you get frustrated and you get stuck. And that's what people need to pay attention to. Not that number on a scale. I don't even own a scale. They hurt me. Mentally, they're not good for me. So I don't use scales. Because your muscle, basically when you work out, your muscle eats the fat and condenses into a smaller space. So because of this, your body shrinks, but your muscle makes the weight move up a little. I mean, you can even gain weight, but it's muscle weight. It's not fat. You're losing fat, but you're gaining muscle. So the scale might even go up, but you're smaller. So it's confusing if you don't understand what's going on. It's maddening. So I looked up some facts that might help you understand a little more what's going on so you can get over this. I've been working out, I've been busting my butt, and I'm not seeing any results on the scale, but my clothing's getting smaller, but you're so fixated on that number on the scale that you don't understand what's going on, and you're mad, and you're frustrated, and you're angry, and you're upset, and you're depressed, and you start making bad food choices, and you ruin everything. So Here's some facts about muscle weight versus fat weight. Muscle does not weigh more than fat. I just said this. A pound is a pound is a pound is a pound. Okay? It's just a more dense area. The volume of muscle is denser than the volume of fat, so it's heavier. That's why that saying came about, is because people weigh muscle versus fat, and it actually appears to be heavier because it's a smaller area. Like, you've got this, which is flat, but you've got this. It's the same hand. Everything's the same, but it's just a denser. My hand is not going to weigh more because I do this versus this. It's going to weigh exactly the same thing. It's just this looks a little bigger, or it's smaller. It looks different because it's just a little more dense. I don't know if that made sense to anybody, and I'm sorry if it didn't, but that's just a stupid example, I guess. The scale doesn't show everything. It only shows what you weigh. It doesn't show what's going on with your muscles and everything, so it's not better to weigh yourself and go by that solely. Water can alter your weight as much as 10 pounds or more in a day. I mean, I used to freak out when I had the lap band, and I'd get up in the morning and I'd weigh myself, and I'd be 150, 140, 118, whatever the weight was that day. I'd go to the gym, drink a ton of water, get home, weigh myself for the 1900th time that day, and here I am 15 pounds heavier, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's just the water, folks. You got to drink the water. So that's all that is. The scale is not a determination of your health level or your body composition. That's like I said before. All it does is tells you how much you weigh. It doesn't take into account how much muscle you've gained. It doesn't take into account how much, fat you might have actually lost because of the muscle you've gained. It's just a number of how much you weigh. It's a powerful little mechanism, that scale. When you gain muscle during your losing phase, whether it's weight loss surgery, doing it on your own, whatever, it does make it appear on a scale that you're not losing weight, and so it's a frustrating thing, and you gotta stop fixating on that number on the scale. You're having success. You're getting success. You're just not seeing it where you want to see it. And believe me, I get it. It's frustrating because I've been dealing with it for years. Weighing yourself daily is the easiest way to lose sight of your long-term goals, of whether you're happy or not with your amount of success or not. It's horrible. It helps you stop trying. Due to your frustration, you just give up, and you're like, well, I'm not having any success anyway, I may as well stop. It can help you develop an eating disorder. Even weight loss surgery patients are at risk of developing an eating disorder. It's not fun. Stop weighing yourself. Stop doing it. You don't need to weigh yourself 5 times a day. And I'm one of the biggest offenders of this. I'm not, this is not the pot calling the kettle black. This is somebody who's had experience with it, trying to help other people, because I see all these posts on Facebook about frustrated people. Stop doing it. Stop weighing yourself. Get away from the scale. Do it maybe once a week, once a month. You'll see results. Trust me. If you want to learn ways to determine whether you're having success or not, here's some other ways that you can use to show yourself that you are having success. Use a tape measure. Measure your body. Get a pair of jeans that you really like and put them on. And, every couple of weeks or so, every couple of months, use them to determine if you're having success. Maybe they're not going to go on and button up right now. I have a pair of size 7s that I know for a fact ain't going to go above my knees. But in a couple of months, I'm going to try and see if they're a little bit higher than the knees. Because if they are, I've had success. Use a favorite outfit, favorite swimsuit, favorite bikini, favorite pair of underwear. Anything. That's going to be your best measure as to whether you're actually getting smaller or not. Stop worrying about that number on a scale. It's just not good for you. I decided to add in metabolism because people don't seem to understand metabolism too well. We love to blame our weight loss success or failure sometimes on our metabolism. I'm guilty, not gonna lie, guilty of it too. I've got some myths about metabolism that I want to break right now, that I want to explain to people the truth about metabolism, and hopefully someone will get something out of it and, get better on that journey. Here's one myth, is that skinny people have a higher metabolism than overweight people. That is so not true. It is false. Metabolism has more to do with your body size. Not necessarily the way that you're thinking it does, but it has more to do with your body size than, how fast you burn calories. Skinny people have less to lose than overweight people. So the metabolism, what it actually does is it works harder on the overweight person than it does the skinny person. The overweight person's metabolism is higher than the thinner person's because it's working harder. So my metabolism is actually higher and working harder than my husband's because he doesn't have really any weight to lose. So the whole myth about, I can eat anything I want because I have a high metabolism, no, that's not true. And that person that keeps saying that is one day going to find themselves overweight, while the overweight friend that they thought had a slower metabolism is actually thin. The roles will get reversed, tables will get turned, and, excuse me, they're not going to know why. That's why. Weight training speeds up your metabolism. I hear this one a lot. Well, I don't want to, do any weightlifting because I want to concentrate on cardio because I want to lose as much weight as possible. Well, if you're doing cardio to lose weight as opposed to weight training, you're actually not losing more weight faster. You're losing weight, granted, especially if you've had weight loss surgery because you can't eat as much. That's all true. But you want to lose weight faster, you want to look better, you want to get healthier quicker, weight training. That's the way to do it. It goes along with that muscle size versus fat size. You might not lose any weight on the scale. You might not appear to be getting the results you want, but then you put on these pair of jeans that you haven't put on in years, and lo and behold, they're too big. Well, it's because you've been weight training. Now, don't mistake what I just said for don't do cardio. You got to do cardio. Cardio is good for your heart. When I work out, I hardly do any cardio. My weight's been dropping, and I haven't at all been doing much cardio, but I'm maybe walking to the gym. I might do 5-10 minutes here on the treadmill. I swim. I'll swim 10 or 15 minutes after a workout, but that's it, folks. I don't do a lot of cardio. I do more weight training, and the reason I know this to be true as far as, the weight training versus the cardio is when I started this whole journey, the same weight that I am now, I was a size 28. I'm a size 20, 18, 20. The only thing I can figure is I got more muscle now than I did back then. It's the only thing that makes any sense. I could tell you how much I weigh and you wouldn't believe me. I mean, most people that meet me outside of Facebook and outside of the YouTube are surprised when I tell them how much I weigh because I don't look it. There's a picture on my Facebook page. If you go into my photos, there's a picture of a side shot picture of me about over 100 pounds difference. And that picture, the heavy picture, I actually weigh less in that picture than I do now. And I'm a lot bigger and I look a lot different. And it has nothing to do with me doing cardio or anything like that. It has to do with all the weight training that I've done. So the only thing that makes any sense to me. Okay, another myth about metabolism is skipping meals slows your metabolism. No, it doesn't. Not a good idea to skip meals. You need to eat, but it's not so much about when you eat as the quality and quantity of the food you're eating. That's what you got to pay attention to. Eating late nights, here's another myth. Eating late nights turns your food into fat. No, it doesn't. If you're eating the quote-unquote right foods, then what time you eat is going to have no bearing on whether your diet is derailed or not. It is what you're eating more than when you're eating. I eat when I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat. Last night, I was up till about 2 o'clock this morning with my husband, and we got hungry at 1:30 in the morning. I don't buy junk food, so there's no junk food in my house. I eat carrots, I eat strawberries, I eat grapes, I eat fruit, vegetables. Might have some chicken, something like that. Might have a few pieces of cheese, but this was at 1:30 in the morning, and my weight's dropping, and right now I haven't been able to get to the gym because, financial issues we're having at home. Hopefully that'll be fixed at the end of the month. But folks, I've been losing weight without working out, all because I've changed the quality and the quantity of the food that I eat. That's all. It's it really is a matter of how much and what you're eating. That's the thing you gotta pay more attention to than anything else. This myth, I love this one. You can't control your metabolism. If you couldn't control your metabolism, you wouldn't be able to lose weight. That's my feeling. You control your metabolism by eating the right foods and building muscle. That's how you do it, folks. This isn't rocket science. Getting weight loss surgery is not about you just don't know how to do it. Sure, you know how to do it, but there's something else going on and you need that extra tool. And the thing that irritates me the most is to see these people who have had weight loss surgery. Here I am struggling to do it on my own, and these people who have this gift of weight loss surgery, they don't do the right thing. I see these posts all the time on Facebook of these people who, well, I had junk food this weekend, and I made this choice and that choice. And hey, don't get me wrong. This past weekend, Mother's Day weekend, my son's birthday, bad food choices all weekend. I'm probably up 5-10 pounds. It happens to the best of us. But I don't sit there and go on and on and on about it, and I get right back on the horse. I'm back on the horse today. Stop eating junk. If you get that gift of weight loss surgery, when there are people out there that can't afford it, and they don't have all the necessary, paperwork, that there's foundations and other things that will help you, but you don't have all the paperwork that they need for you to get, you can't get it with them. If you have to do it on your own, don't waste the gift. Stop buying the junk food. People, it's simple. It really is simple. Of course, when you're fighting your mind, that's what makes it difficult. And I understand because, I'm obese for a reason. I'm not saying that I've got it perfect and I'm doing everything right. I'm just saying, it's not as hard as people make it out to be. What makes it difficult is your mind and what you tell yourself and what you've gone through and things that help you decide to make those bad food choices. That's what's making it difficult. But the act itself, not difficult. People want to know, well, okay, since I can control my metabolism, how do I boost it? Well, here's some ways you can boost it. Sleep more. Sleep-deprived individuals have a decreased ability to manage their blood sugar, and you get hungrier the next day after you haven't slept normally, and you crave high-carb foods, and that's one of the mistakes. So folks, sleep more. It helps you make better food choices. You feel better. When I sleep better, when I sleep more in the hours that I need to sleep, I do make healthy food choices all on my own. Even if I have the junk food, there's cheesecake sitting in my house right now from this past week, and I have no intention to touch it today. I'm not craving it. I don't want it because I slept. I've been sleeping more lately, and it's been helping. Water. You got to drink the water, folks. One thing that water does is it causes this thing called thermogenesis to occur in your body. What thermogenesis does is it causes your body to burn more calories, heating up the water to your body's temperature. So water is a very vital part. It plays a big role in regulating your whole body's temperature. I don't always drink water. I have a thing for sweet tea. I haven't been able to break it. I have lessened the sugar that I use in sweet tea. Gallon of sweet tea in the fridge right now. I haven't touched it. I've been drinking water all day, and water helps you get full. You eat less when you drink a lot of water. Drink water right before you eat. Weight loss surgery patients a little different. They got rules they have to go by. Can't eat and drink at the same time. Got to do it half an hour before or after. But it's still the same thing. Drink that water half an hour before you eat, and you are going to eat less naturally because you ain't going to have room in your stomach. And that's what I discovered this past weekend was I couldn't eat a lot because I had been drinking water all weekend. So, water, folks, water. People that like coffee, caffeine, it's okay. Yay! Researchers, and I'm not really sure where this study went on, but I read about these researchers who studied people to drink caffeinated coffee over decaf, and what they found was that the caffeinated coffee drinkers actually burned more calories than the decaf drinkers. It's the junk you add into coffee that makes it bad. It's like white rice and pasta. I eat white rice and pasta all the time. I put healthy stuff on it. You can lose weight eating white rice and pasta. I do. I've never eaten anything other than white rice and pasta when it comes to things that I would use pasta and rice in. I don't put the junk on it. Don't put all the junk in coffee, but if you want a coffee from Starbucks, go get you a coffee from Starbucks. Just make the right choice on what coffee you get. Protein. Weight loss surgery patients know it. I know it from having weight loss surgery, just from doing my homework. Protein is extremely important. The more protein you eat, the more it gives you a higher energy expenditure when you're just sitting around and resting. So protein, big, big, big thing. Protein tastes good. You know, there's a lot of foods out there. I love eggs, and thank God eggs have a high amount of protein. I eat eggs every morning. I eat 2 every morning, sometimes 1, sometimes 3. But I'm eating 3 eggs, and I'm still losing weight, and I'm not going to the gym because I'm just doing the right combination of stuff. You have all this ability to do it. You just have to do it. So make sure you get enough protein in your diet in a day. You know, make wise choices. Don't fry things. You just make the right decision. And the biggest thing that helps to boost your metabolism is you modify your diet and you develop good exercise habits. Because when you do that, that makes a bigger difference in how fast someone burns calories than anything else. So, you know, modify your diet, drink your water, have a cup of coffee every now and then, sleep more, eat protein, make better food choices. Stop focusing on the scale, folks. It'll just drive you nuts. It's going to get you depressed, and it's going to interrupt your progress. Be happy with the size that you are. So if a size 4 happens to become 140 pounds, so what? It's size 4. You might be able to reach a size that you never thought you could, but you still weigh more than you think you should. I see people all the time that they look like they weigh 112 pounds, and then they tell me they're 145 pounds, and I'm like, how the hell are you 145 pounds? Where are you 145 pounds? It's muscle, folks. Don't be afraid to lift weights to lose weight. Don't be afraid of that. Modify your diet, develop good exercise habits, and you can make this work, whether you're doing it on your own, whether you have had weight loss surgery, however it is you're doing it. All this stuff is important. That weight loss surgery is just a tool. You've got to do the right thing in order for it to work, because I've seen numerous people who have had weight loss surgery and they don't lose weight, and some of them gain because they're making all the wrong decisions. So I hope what I said puts it into perspective for you. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a route to go outside of, oh, that number on the scale is just frustrating. Hopefully somebody gets something out of it, and if you got any questions, feel free to message me. I'll answer them if I gave some wrong information. Let me know, and I will research it, and I will, you know, come back and fix it or do a statement about it or something. But that's about all I got for right now. I hope I helped somebody out, and just remember, sometimes you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. All right? Bye.